Hello everyone, this is Mary. You're watching another little piece of my art. And I have kind of a mashup video today. I did buy a few things. I wouldn't say they're necessarily enough to be a haul. But I like to share whatever I do come across. And it's something that I bought specifically for testing with you guys, just so that we can see what they're like. So yeah, I'm gonna do all of that stuff. Um, so, many of you know we had Hurricane Milton hit through here, and some of my things got ruined, and now I'm kind of soured on the idea of owning a place in Florida. I'm wanting to perhaps rent one. We went to some apartments in New Smyrna Beach the other day, 2 days ago. I did not like New Smyrna Beach as much as I like Daytona Beach. The vibe is different. It's more of a sleepy Florida town, and I like to be, actiony. So I'm looking for a place down at the beach. It's going to be really expensive to live down at the beach. I'm talking like, well, the one place I'm interested in is an 8-minute walk. And this is so that I can get to everything. If I'm hungry and there's nothing in the house, I can walk somewhere and get something. I can take the dog out. I can go to the beach every day. I can do whatever I want to do, and I don't have to get on the city bus or Uber or you know how it is. You have friends that say they want to do stuff, then they don't, or you go with them and they want to leave and you don't. It's the whole thing. So I like being my own person, doing what I want, and so forth and so on. In order to live there, though, we're probably going to have to get something really small. I'm talking like 1 bedroom, which is going to be a whole lot of stuff that we have to get rid of in order to get into a 1 bedroom. So I did purchase this from the good old eBay, $3 off the Thrift Books eBay site. And this is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, the Japanese Art of Decluttering and Organizing by Marie Kondo. You don't need this book if you don't want it, because there are tons of these videos on YouTube. I spent some time watching them yesterday. Some people make a playlist, and I was thinking I might do that, just to go through my whole process. Because in the book, the way Marie teaches it, because I go through my stuff a lot. I'm a purging kind of girl. But the way she teaches it is that you have to touch every item you own. And a lot of us, like, we'll have a box that's just this box that goes with you from here to there to there. It's been in your attic, it's been in your basement. You just know that it's stuff you don't want to get rid of, so you don't really look at it that much. And that's what I'm doing right now, is kind of going through those things. And anyway, Marie says that you go in these steps. So like, you do all of your clothing first, and there's a whole list. So I will try to film that and make a playlist separately for it. I know that's not my normal content, but some people are interested, and so anyway, to that point, I'm trying not to accumulate a lot of things. I'm trying to de-accumulate a lot of things. And it's an interesting, for example, I'm very sentimental, as I've told you guys, and I have not all of them by any means, but I have a lot of my children's clothing for like their baby clothes and their baby blankets. And I've asked each one, do they want them for their babies? And they say no, of course, because the styles aren't the same and whatnot. And then they like their own stuff and their own themes for their kids' bedrooms and stuff. And I totally get it. It's very hard for me to get rid of that stuff. So I saw on Temu, they have these like acrylic pieces, like cutout pieces, and you can make your own memory bear or memory, something. So instead of having all of those clothes in a bin, I can make something out of them, and I will know whose clothes are whose on the same bear, because they were my children and I remember. So I'm looking into ways of decluttering that's not going to be such a shock to my system as Marie wants you to do. So anyway, that keep that in mind when you don't see a whole lot of hauls from me. I will be buying stuff if I run out of something that I use all the time, of course. The reason this book is sitting here is because, well, hold on, let me move some stuff. Okay. You know when you're cleaning, how you actually make a mess? That's what's going on. Um, I am actually super enjoying using the paint markers that I showed you guys in the last couple of videos. I think I've mentioned them. They're nothing special or anything like that. They're just called self-made creative acrylic painters that I got at Ross for something really ridiculously cheap, like $3.99 or $4.99, something like that. And I think there's only 12 in there. But this is my fashion book, and I'm always, going on about. And let me move you again. Sorry if I wiggle a little bit, but I have been having the best time sitting here at night and going through. That page is already done. I like to draw my own goofy characters, so I'm going to do that too for the rest of this page. But I have been going through and adding the markers to the outfits, and the baby girl's going to start being bad because mommy's ignoring her. I've been going through and adding the acrylic paint to different elements so that it's not so daunting, to color in. And I think that it looks really cool mixing the acrylic painters. This is the acrylic painter, mixing them with watercolor. So just don't mind the faces and the skin on these. That's just the first layer of watercolor. But like I did the jeans and all that, and instead of having to color that all with pencil, because on the hands. And I love the fact that they don't come through, because with markers you just never know what's going to come through. So I am having such a blast with these acrylic painters that I am probably going to get a bigger set from Temu, because they have tons of them on Temu. This is what I was talking about. So this is the acrylic marker mixed with watercolor paint. I think it just has a really cool effect, don't you? So yeah, I've been doing that, and so I will be getting me a set from Temu. I'll spend some time looking through the reviews and seeing which ones that people seem to like the best, and pick one from there. But they'll be very inexpensive, as most of Temu's art supplies are very inexpensive. And I can't really think of any art supply that I have bought off Temu that I don't like, which is why I decided to affiliate with them. Because I'm telling you right now, the clothes, I probably won't ever order anything clothes. I don't like the materials they use. I don't like the quality of them. I am like, I'm gonna show you what I am wearing right now. Do you see this? These are these are my green plaid golf pants I have had since the 90s, because I'm the kind of weirdo that will go to the thrift store and find, like, the designer thing or something really, the good quality, and I will keep it forever. Forever, until it is so thin and threadbare that even repairing it doesn't work anymore. So yeah, I did order a few clothing items over time from Temu, and I most of them I asked for a refund, and because if you don't like what you get, you can tell them why, and if they deem it an appropriate reason, they will just refund you your money, or give you credit, and you don't even have to send the item back. So I just turn around and donate them. So let's see, I did get from Temu, I did get these paints here. Asra and I were talking about these type of paints. She said she gets hers from Shein. They're kind of hard to see, and when you look at them on Temu, they just everyone looked white. Every paint of it looked white. But remember I told you guys I didn't like how they came in these little containers. I mean, it's great for travel, but I don't like using this at home, so I did get one of these kind of containers for my other Temu paints. This one still doesn't want to press in there, but it's fine. So yeah, but I'm out of room, so I'm gonna get another one of these palettes. They're like $2. And then I can start adding more paints into them, because for the price, these paints, the paints they sell, really work well. Here's some swatches for you. They look so much better on something where you can see them. I did smear that one because I wanted to see if it was dry yet. It wasn't. But yeah, that's how they come out. So they're super pretty. And I did use them on something. I'll show you that too. Oh my goodness. Ugh, when did bending over get to be such a big deal? Let's see here. Oh, yeah, this page, I started working on. I have not finished the background because it's all pencil. But so these things here, I had no idea really what these were. I am Catholic and I thought perhaps these were communion wafers, but I have never seen ones with like this going on where it almost looks like there's an cut open. Like, what is that? So I didn't know really what they were, and I figured, well, I'll just color them. I'll just paint them out white, and then they could be whatever they are, because I didn't know if it was supposed to be blood cells, but then when I looked in the previous page at blood cells that they had drawn, the blood cells didn't look like that. Yeah, so anyway, this was how the paint turned out on the page. And let's see which one I used. I used this one here. So yeah, that's how it came out. So you can see the beautiful sheen they have to them. And you know, I wanted something since we're, I mean, it doesn't snow where I'm at, but since we're going into the winter months, and if I do decide to do any winter pictures, I wanted something that could possibly work with snow and stuff like that. So I did get that. What is this book sitting here for? I don't know. Oh, this is the book we were doing our color with me, color along thing in the other night. The dog book, Lulu Mayo's A Million Dogs. So if you haven't seen that, it's the video before this one. And if you guys want a part 2 to keep working on that page, let me know, because I have left the markers out and the pencils out that I was using just in case. Okay, so let me move those paints. I don't pick them up again because I have taken my stomach medication today, and I'm a little loopy. I know it's hard to tell from my normal loopy. But I'm so loopy that I was like, let me get a Diet Coke, which I shouldn't be drinking because carbonation hurts my stomach. But when you need caffeine and you can't drink coffee anymore, what am I supposed to do? I really don't know. Okay. So, remember I was telling you over and over that there was an Ollie's that opened up and I hadn't got there yet. Well, we finally went yesterday. And they did have quite a few coloring books. I did not film them, but I will next time. But the store was, I would say, probably like more than half empty. And they said they still haven't, they're just so new, they still haven't gotten all of their things in yet. Because I went in there for a glue stick and they didn't have any. Their office supplies section was, they had like 1 pack of permanent markers, a couple like bags of pencils, like very, very small amount. They did have some cute coloring books, but like I said, I'm trying to do a no-buy thing when it comes to that. So I only got a couple things, and I'll share them. This is not coloring related, but I did get this. I needed a new UV light for my fingernail polish because I like to use gel polish, and I especially like to use the gel sealer, the top coat, because that keeps your polish from chipping off, especially if you do dishes and stuff like that. Keeps it from chipping off from your nails for quite some time. And my other one was, well, it was a nice one. It was a Sally Hansen one, but it's a plug-in one, and it's just getting old. And this one's a foldable, you know, the legs fold in, and it also charges. So you do this. You do this. And I saw something interesting the other day that I'm going to try. Sometimes I like to buy jewelry that's not real gold, because I like gold, and real gold is very expensive right now. I have a lot of it, but But you know, sometimes you just want some fun and funky type of a costume thing or whatever. But I kind of shy away from it because I don't like the turning your finger colors, and I don't like the way it looks when it starts to. I don't like the way it looks when it starts to, you know, fade off. So I try to get the stainless steel base that's covered in the gold. That way, that if the gold fades, you know, it's still stainless steel underneath and it shouldn't tarnish. Anyway, long story short, this person was saying that if you take your jewelry that you don't want to tarnish and fade and turn green and all that stuff, if you coat it with clear nail polish, gel polish, and then you put it under a UV light and cure it, it's like bonds on there. So I thought that was super interesting, and I'm gonna try that with this ring that I got from Temu. That I really like the way it looks, but I know that, you know, it's gonna be something that it doesn't last forever. Anyways, that was $3.99 if you're looking for one. I really don't know the current price of them. I just happened to be there and they had it and I wanted it. I want some noise canceling headphones too, the old style looking ones. I can't stand the ones that go in your ears because it makes my ear hurt. So they did have them there. I didn't pick them up yesterday, but I probably will the next time I go back. So this is not in any particular order. It just happens to be sitting here. I want to get it out of the way. My mom bought me, I don't know why, but she always sends me my birthday and Christmas present in like October. My birthday is by near Christmas. It's just what she does. Anyway, so she bought me this pen. It's by Ellington pen, and it's the type of fountain pen that you can either use the cartridges or you can fill it with your own ink. But she bought me white, and she should know, because look, I've already got something on it. She should know that me and white do not, we are not compatible. So I don't know if there'll be any of me pouring loose ink into this, or if I'll just keep using the cartridges, because it came with two, and then she bought me the backup box that has 12 black and 12 blue. But yeah, it's white and it's got this beautiful like rose gold on it, and I'm telling you, I am in love with this pen. It is so pretty. Oh, well, let me see if I can find a little piece of paper. I told you guys too before, I think, that I had, you know, the 3 surgeries on my hand, my same hand that I write with, my left hand. So I do not write as nicely as I used to. People used to, I had one person ask me to write all of their wedding invitations, and I did it as a friend. People used to ask me to write stuff for them, and now my writing is crap. But I will show you, like, this, oh, this pen, it's just, it glides so nicely that it's like it's running away from you, you know? So this is me trying really hard to be neat. But yeah, look at that. So pretty. But it does take a second to dry, so I had, of course, set my arm in it, because it's another thing left-handed people do. I set my arm down in it and had ink stuck on me for like a day or two until it kind of wore off. But I'm going to try to keep it in the case for as long as possible. Just because, you know, I have the doggy and I have my own full self, so yeah. Okay, so what else? Let me make sure, because I throw things up here. Do you guys know what this is and how to use it? I found this in a box of my stuff. I know it has to do with Chinese painting. And then I used to have, I might still have it, the big brush that goes with it. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I thought I had more of these, but right now I just have this one, and I don't even know if it's still in workable condition. But I had bought this as a set years ago at a yard sale, and what do you do? So, like, why does this lump down? Like what's this line for? And what do you put in here? And can you tell me how to use it? Because it's hard to Google things if you don't know the name of them, or um, sometimes when when you put descriptions in of things, you can pull up sites that you are totally not looking for. So I always, want to ask. But I found that in my stuff, and I was like, better not get rid of it until I ask all my girls on my YouTubes if they know what it is. Oh, and then they didn't have the glue sticks at Ollie's, so I had to run in the tree and get me some glue sticks. And I can't remember if I like the Jot ones or not. I mean, I'm not really a glue stick snob because I put so much glue on everything I glue stick. Because the humidity here and everything, even my washi tape I have to glue stick if the weather here does not cooperate with things stuck together. It wants to melt things. So hopefully they'll be fine though, but it's good enough until I get to the regular store. Okay, another thing that I found in Ollie's, like I said, there was some coloring books that I did see that I thought were cool and stuff. And if you're interested in the Wonder Woman coloring book, the one I have that I like so much, it's only $1.99 in Ollie's. They didn't have any other superhero ones though, of the superhero, that series that they did. They didn't have any of those. Trying to think if I can remember. I'll go back next week, you guys, and make a video. But we were kind of in a rush last night, and oh, and I did buy my dog a Christmas present in there because their doggy toys are really reasonable. But look what I found. I found The Beauty of Horror. Horror for $3.99. This is the Haunt of Fame one. This is the one I wanted because I'm kind of iffy about these books. I don't like, sometimes I don't care for some of the gore in them. I don't like the missing skin stuff and everything like that. But this one is this is iconic because it's got a lot of the Hollywood icons in there. The paper is just marvelous. Here, let me move you up. Hold on again. So the paper, like I said, is super thick. And you have your little testers back here. It has a create your own section, which I think is really fun, so that you can put, because even if you don't like drawing, you could put magazine cutouts of your Hollywood icons if you have any. But yeah, it's got Elvis and Mike Tyson. Oh, let's not discuss the fight. That is just so sad. Yeah, I think that one was Evel Knievel. So I'm not sure who that is with the bats or the birds. Maybe, wait, this is birds and this is bats. I don't know. I don't know that every page is something that we're going to know of. I'm not that familiar with this book, but here we have Elvis and all the girlies. So, oh my God, don't do Bob Ross like that. And Andy Warhol, who I love. I wrote a paper on Andy Warhol in college because I think I told you guys this before. And my art teacher was like, "You can't write a paper on Andy Warhol." And I said, "Why not?" And she said, "Because he's not an artist." And I just looked at her like, "What?" Oh, okay. But I wrote it anyway. But I had to prove to her why I thought he was. There's Lemmy. This may be Eddie Van Halen. I don't know. But yeah, you guys have seen this book, I'm sure. Many, many times. Because I'm always late to the game, to getting books. Because I refuse to pay full price for them. Oh, that's a Twilight Zone episode. I refuse to pay full price for them unless it's something that has like really knocked my socks off. And that has happened maybe 10 times or less. So Yeah, I get them used on eBay, or I get them at, there's Albert Einstein, I get them at Ollie's when they come around. So, you know, if you're on a budget, then check and see if there's an Ollie's by you. Because you know how I discovered Ollie's? When I used to live in Ohio, I used to watch you all's videos, and I think it was our girl T who said that she had gotten something at Ollie's. I think she did a couple hauls from Ollie's, and I was like, that looks like, this seems like the coolest store. And I Googled and did not even know that there was one, you know, maybe 30-40 minutes away from my house. So we went there and we liked it so much that we started, you know, making it part of a little date day thing where we would go there. And there was a bargain hunt next door. That's the name of that store. I don't believe that we have them here. And then we would go to get, like, you know, fish dinner or something. So check and see if you have one. Now, the other thing I got for this channel specifically, because I have plenty of watercolor pencils, and I love my Inktense pencils. So to me, there is no other. I do have some more budget brands for, like, if I want to take them outside and I have a chance of losing them, because that's always my fear. I'm kind of a loosey kind of person. But not everybody can afford Inktense. I can't afford Inktense. The only reason I got them was because I had a card from a gift from my daughter. So, if you want to try watercolor pencils and you don't have the money for Inktense, I'm going to review these. I've never seen these in the store before. Perhaps you have. My Dollar Trees tend to be crappy here, and they're usually sold out of most stuff. But they are by Jot. I've had mixed feelings about Jot products. So, you know, some of the things are okay and some of the things are not. So yeah, they're $1.25. They do come with their own brush, but I have my own here because just in case this one, I didn't examine it in the store or anything, just in case this one is hard to work with. So, the first thing we're going to do is find my swatch book and then swatch them out just as they are. Hang on one second. Well, I'm ill prepared as usual and have no idea where my swatch book is, because you know that cleaning thing I'm doing that's making the mess, that. So let me see. We can use something else. I thought this might have. We'll use A Million Dogs. The paper in here is decent. I like it. And if you, okay, here's my thoughts on this. If you're going to use a really budgety thing, try maybe to use better paper if you can, if you have books with better paper, because sometimes you can get away with great utensils on crappy paper or crappy utensils on great paper, but they don't seem to work too good together. You know, crappy utensils on crappy paper. That's just my opinion. So, you know, my observation, I should say. But hey, there are some talented people out here that can make art with absolutely anything. So, let's see. I'll move this over. Looks like we have like a purple color. You can see that. And red. It looks very orange to you, but to me it looks absolutely scarlety lipstick red. And this is a hunter green, orange, white, kind of a maroon or burgundy brownish tone. And then we have the nice green, I forget the name of it. This one, Viridian, maybe, something like that. I believe this would be the black. And then we have a pink. Usually these pinks disappoint me because I want it to be that color and it turns out different. So we'll see what happens. And of course we have a yellow, or lello, as my grandson says. And then here's like a navy-ish color. And then a nice pretty lighter blue. So, I mean, decent selection for 12. Let's do a swatch and then wet them. We'll go in rainbow order if I can remember. Oh, okay. I thought they were going to be super scratchy. Do you guys need to come down here? You probably do. I thought they were going to be super scratchy. They, in fact, are not super scratchy. So, well, the red wasn't. Sometimes, you know, the scratchiness changes as you go, depending on the color. Let me know how the lighting is. I actually decided to do a novelty thing and film in the daylight. So, let's see. So far, they're still retaining the same level of creamy. No, there's a little bit of shedding on that green. See right there. A little bit of flaking on that green one there. So, I mean, fairly bright poppy colors, which is kind of always what I come across in the small sets, and budget sets. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, oh, I like the black and the white we won't be able to see. It's just that, you know, if you're only going to have small sets and you accumulate quite a few of them, then you're never going to have those deeper, richer colors unless you mix. So that's what they look like. Now we're going to see what they're like to mix or to use directly when you apply them to a paper, which I don't do because I find that I can never blend out that original spot. Where is my... Oh, here it is. So I use a palette or something plastic. Yeah, we'll try it. And we will try... So the paintbrush is very thin. Let's see if you can see the bristles. It looks pretty like splayed out. But, you know, it's a $1.25 product, so I don't expect the best of everything. If the pencils are okay-ish and the brush is terrible, then you just get another brush. So yeah, you see, when you're using these directly on the page, it's just very difficult to get them to blend out. Now the orange is doing a lot better than that red one. The red one just like wanted to stain in the middle. So let's see, yellow. I can't see that. I hope you can. I was in the Dollar Tree yesterday getting my glow stick, and the lady goes, "Oh my God, I love your glasses." And I just cracked up because I was wearing the glasses that I wore to my wedding rehearsal in 1991. Yeah. Who keeps those? Me. Yeah, I kept them. Because, you know, sentimental, wore them to my wedding. They had really cool frames, and I guess those big round frames that make you look like you have bug out eyes, you know, I guess those are back in style again. And this girl that was checking me out was young. She goes, "Well, I wish somebody would make that style just like that again." And I'm like, yeah. But you know, the weirdest part about all this is my eyes I've been wearing glasses since 5th grade, so my eyes have never been good, but they're certainly, you know, a lot worse. Like, my left eye is, geez, it's bad. I don't remember the numbers. It's been so long since I've been to the eye doctor. When I put those glasses on, they actually worked better than my last prescription. So is my eyes getting better? It's just so weird. Yeah, I'm sorry about my dog barking. I have the slider, the dining room slider door open because, well, it was pretty warm today. Not like warm, burning hot, but somewhat warm. And I was circulating some of the air, and I don't know if she could just hear everything, smell everything. Yeah. All right, so here we have our Jot watercolor pencils, and this is what they're going to look like if you put them on your page and you try to add water to blend them out. Now, that can be fine in small sections, so I'll show you what I mean by that. We'll do a piece of this pumpkin here, and I'll see how it works out. Okay, so I'm going to take the brown one and use that one as, you know, where my depth and shadow I want to be, right? Now, if I was doing this on my palette, so we could do it twice if you want. If I was doing this on my palette and I'm doing it this way, there'll be a big difference. That is what I have noticed. I mean, with the budget pencils, at this point, the only thing I think I have left, I think the only thing other than my Inktense that I have left in terms of budget watercolor might be a few Prisma ones from college and a few Derwent, you know, like just a handful. And then a set of Crayola watercolor pencils, which I mainly keep because, you know, I just like their products. I just like to have them. All right, so now let's add this reddish color. Now, ideally, I would do the dark brown around the window because that would be a darker area. You know, I'm assuming that that's like a little ledge there and everything. But for the sake of me not keeping you here for 3 hours, we're just not going to do that today. So, yeah, I have to get up my energy level before I start this KonMari Purge project. Because we've been doing other projects. I am finishing the outdoor stuff, which we have nothing fixed from the hurricane. Nothing. Because, you know, you wait for FEMA to come and assess you and see if they're going to give you any help, which we were denied help during Hurricane Ian. And we have significantly more damage this time. Big time more damage. So, I mean, anything would be helpful, but I just don't know if they will or not. And if they don't, it's going to be one of those, you know, just basically kind of spit and polish jobs. Because I don't know if you ever priced a new roof, new windows, new flooring, but, and paint. Oh my Lord, to paint an entire place is very expensive. So, yeah, been doing that stuff. And then I need a little break from sorting through everything I own, and that's when we went to New Smyrna Beach the other day to look at this one specific set of apartments that I find out everything online. I don't really know that many people to ask around here, but I'll ask a perfect stranger, you know, when we're sitting there eating and stuff like that. Let me find my own brush. I don't like the brush it came with. I'm going to use this one. I think this still might be a Dollar Tree brush. I can't remember. But at least it has a decent point. And you could also use a water brush, which I probably have sitting around. Yeah, I have one, but it doesn't have any water in it right now. But all right, let's give them a shot. So here's what it looks like before you try and blend them out, and we'll see if they'll blend out. You know, again, you don't have to spend a bunch of money on something to know if you're gonna like the medium. I mean, try something. Budget first and just see if you even enjoy the process before you go into spending a whole bunch on, something like ink tints. Now, the thing with ink tints is, as nice as they are, they do bleed through some things. And with ink tints, as soon as it turns to ink. That's why it's called ink tints. So it doesn't stay watercolor paint. Watercolor paint, after you apply it, you can re-wet it and move it again. And some people love that about that, and some people hate that about that. So it just depends on, what project you're doing and how you want that to work. But with the ink tints doing that, sometimes there's been times when I've messed something up and, you just have to kind of find a more creative way to fix that problem when you have ink tints that dries as ink when it dries. So, there is our put together on the page directly pumpkin. So now I have my palette right here. Forgot to take the tag off. So it's probably dusty. Okay, well, we don't care. Dust adds texture. So let's just do the same thing. What did I use, you guys? I don't remember now. So you can see when I'm trying to scrub this brown one, you see those flakes coming off. Yeah, that's not good. Brown. Did I use brown, red, and orange? I think so. And then here's the red. So you just scrub it in there. Scrub, scrub, scrub. The same way when you use your Crayola markers, your I can't think of the name. When you use your Crayola kid markers as paint, it's the same. Did I even use yellow? It's the same thing. Maybe I don't know. I'm sorry, you guys. Told you I took my medicine. That's why I needed the caffeine before the video, so I could focus a little bit. But yeah, I woke up this morning just like, with the stomach. I mean, I don't know how I could possibly offend my stomach so much when I eat like yogurt and mashed potatoes. Is pretty much what I'm living on. Things like that. But whatever, stomach. Do your thing. Alright, so now when you add your water, you have made a little bit of paint. And the more water you add, the thinner the paint will be. The lighter and the thinner. So you can go around and, yeah, this is giving me absolutely no pigment. Absolutely none, you guys. I don't know. You can also try it this way. Dip your brush in and go right on the pencil. Because that's still not putting it directly on the paper and creating that harsh line. You get more of a... I have a paper towel off to the left. You get more of a thinner, more spreadable application. So I think so far this way is the way that I would use them. Because they seem quite pigmenty when you're doing it this way. Really not bad. I don't know how it looks on your end, but let me try to get my paint blobs up off there and onto my paper towel. Yeah, there's that one. I'm gonna add the... I don't think I have the right colors, but whatever. So here's that one. This kind of scarlety, I don't know. You know, I notice that people call colors different things, and that's okay. Embrace your difference. I like when people have accents and call things different things and stuff like that. It's amusing to me. I enjoy listening to people talk. And the words they use for things, like when it's different than the words you grew up using. So obviously I'm doing a crapola job here of getting this on there, because I'm trying to do it kind of fast. Now I'm going to show you something else that you can try. If you get these, you know, we're talking $1.25, so you can experiment, you guys. Like, try different things. Step outside of your comfort zone. I know it's hard. I'm the same way. Like, I find myself doing pages and I'm doing them the same way that I've done a similar page before, over and over and over again. I know some people will say, well, that's just your style. But there's always room to grow. Like, famous artists, you know, they went, that's why they have the blue period, the this period, the that period, right? Because they did different things. So this is what they look like if you use them on the palette, watered down, just to give you a little bit of a base, and then take some of that water and go directly to the pencil tip. They look like that. I'm going to dry this and then try coloring over it and see what we get. So hang on a second. Okay. So a lot of times what I like to do with my other watercolor stuff is to do my base layer, dry it. I have one of those, you know, drying things. Yeah. Not a hair dryer, but an actual heat gun. I have a heat gun, and it's one of the best investments ever, because I didn't pay that much for it. But if you're going to do a lot of painting and things like that, I'm telling you what, they are the best, because especially if you have no patience, you don't like to let things dry. That dog is going to be the death of me, I'm telling you. Lord have mercy. I've been driving her around in my... I had to chase her. I've been driving her around in my bicycle. I have a basket in it that has a dog. It's for when I have my Shih Tzus. It has a dog thingy that you put them in and hook them in. When I first got her a year ago, she absolutely hated it, tried to jump out, was really dramatic about it. So I thought, okay, well, she's just not going to be a dog basket kind of dog. It's fine. And the other day I was like, well, it's a year later. Let me give it a shot and see what she thinks now. Totally different. Totally different. She got in the basket. At first she was looking around like, what are we doing, Mama? And then she laid down. She enjoyed it. She loved it. She didn't want to get out whenever I was tired of riding. But the problem is that she is so overreactive to anything and everything on the street. So people, dogs, golf carts, delivery, like, it's... Chihuahuas are difficult, and I see people complain all the time about this on different groups and stuff on social media, and some people say, my Chihuahua is as good as gold. Well, God bless you, ma'am, sir, because, oof, you know, and they say, oh, there's no bad dogs, just bad owners. Okay. But I wish I had the money to send her to, you know, obedience school or whatever. I don't. I watch a lot of videos, and I try to, you know, do the best that I can with the training and stuff. But you have to remember, she, from birth to 1 year old, lived with someone else, and she was kept in her cage, basically, and she has slept alone at night. And so I don't, you know, she might just be That's just might be her personality. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm hoping she'll grow out of it. Okay, so now I've added some of the pencil like over the top of the paint. And now I'm just going to do kind of a light. I'm not, because this video is getting long, I'm not going to do a whole bunch. I just had my pencil in my water, but then I took a lot of the water off. Because I'm not trying to, make this a whole water mess again. I'm just basically trying to kind of, move this around a tad bit so that the colors gel together a little bit. You want your watercolors to melt together. And, the nice watercolors, you can see the other colors underneath them. And watercolors are just an awesome art form, I think. Art medium. I really love them. Really, really love them. If I had to get rid of everything, it would be the remaining thing, it would be a toss-up between colored pencils and watercolors, because I would just take Inktense. I think about these things a lot, especially if you've been through, disasters and you have to run around trying to figure out what you love. Oof, that really makes you think. So there is the second method, using them as paint and then going over them and then going over that with water. Those are two ways you can use them. So I'm going to end this video. What do I think of these pencils? So what do I think of them? I think that, and here's the other side, if you're wondering if they bleed through, which they didn't, which is one of the reasons why I love watercolor. Because you can use it in almost anything. Not everything, because you have to be careful. If you use a lot of water, it will bleed through, and sometimes that pigment will bleed with it. So please be careful. So 1 out of 10, I would give these probably about a 5. I think they're pretty similar to many of the budget watercolors that I've come across in this art form. I don't think they're hideous. I think if you want to try to get into watercolor pencils and you just want to try them out without making a big investment, I think these are great. $1.25, you can't beat it. Comes with a paintbrush, so even if you don't have any paintbrushes, you would have that paintbrush. I think this is great if you are the kind of person that likes to, go to the beach or go outside or sit at your pool or sit in the woods or do what you do. I don't know what you do, but and you just like to take a handful of something with you and play with it and not have to worry about ruining or losing or breaking or whatever your expensive things. I think this kind of thing is great for if you have some little kids that are playing with you or teenagers. If you have some books that you aren't that crazy about and you feel like, why am I wasting my really expensive supplies coloring in this book when I'm just trying to relax a little bit? Again, you can't go wrong with some inexpensive budget and things. And if you practice, I'm sure you could do a lot better job than me. So here's where we say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back when I have something else to say. See you later.